Breaking update for Bears Nation. There's a move on the board that would change how this offense breathes on first down, punishes on second, and closes on third. It's not a splashy trade. It's not a shiny gadget. It's pure speed, veteran poise, and the kind of edge threat that forces defensive coordinators to redraw Tuesday's install. This is the kind of decision that doesn't wait for March. It steals games in November. You're going to want the whole picture. We're talking identity, not headlines. We're talking how Chicago can add velocity without losing physicality. How to squeeze more from the same formations. How to turn a routine outside zone into a 35-yard heart attack for every safety in the NFC North. And yes, there's a name behind all this. It's real, it's timely, and it fits the way this team wants to win in the wind, in the cold, and under the lights. Stick with me. We'll map the blueprint, not just the buzz. We'll go into how this move would shift the numbers in the box, open the weak side glance, give Caleb an easy answer against late rotation, and tilt special teams in our favor. No spoilers, yet just know that what sounds like a minor tune-up could be the tune that sets the whole place dancing. You're watching Bears News Fan Report. If you believe in building smart, if you love wins built on details and not just headlines, drop a like right now, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. This community reads the game like coaches and feels it like fans, because that's how Chicago shows up. Introduction. The Bears don't need fireworks for the sake of fireworks. They need an offense that dictates pace and choice. Give Caleb clean first reads and a credible run threat to the perimeter, and everything else breathes. The slant becomes a dagger. The hitch becomes yards after. The shot becomes a choice, not a gamble. Chicago football isn't about counting stars. It's about stacking plays that add up to December, right? Now the margin between almost and enough lives in the space behind the tight end and outside the tackle. When you own that lane, linebackers stop cheating inside, safeties stop robbing crossers, and corners stop squeezing your splits. That's where a specific profile changes the math. A ruthless one-cut runner who hits 21 miles per hour without breaking stride, who threatens the pylon from the numbers, and who doesn't need a runway to turn a crease into a race. Add that to the red zone equation. Chicago has the bodies to fight on the goal line. What turns field goals into touchdowns is the defender who flinches because the edge might be gone. You want linebackers stepping flat and late, not downhill and early. You want safeties taking a false step because they've seen too many toss cracks become 8 yards before contact. That single hesitation is a touchdown you cash in January. Culture matters too. A veteran who has seen every front, who understands how to protect a young quarterback's blind side on third down scans, who communicates landmarks to the young lineman and then calms the huddle after a negative play. Those things don't trend on social, but they win road games. Chicago's offense doesn't need another voice. It needs a voice that buys credibility in 2 practices. Let's talk availability and role clarity. Nobody is asking for a 330-touch bell cow. The modern answer is 12 to 15 touches that matter, 7 outside zone looks that scared the backside in, 2 screens that punish pressure, 2 motion looks that force a check, and 2 red zone touches where the timing is perfect. That usage pattern stays fresh, keeps hamstrings happy, and hits defenses where it hurts. Cap discipline is part of the picture. There's a lane for veteran-friendly deals that are heavy on playtime and production incentives, light on guarantees, and smart on structure. That kind of contract is not a luxury. It's a lever. You get leadership and specialized explosion without tying your hands. If the fit sings, you scale snaps. If it doesn't, you pivot with minimal pain. That's grown-up roster building. Now the news we're unpacking mark the moment. The move on the table is the Chicago Bears signing Raheem Mostert. Why does that name land like a cold wind off the lake? Because Raheem Mostert stretches the sideline like few in the league. He's a pure one-cut sprinter with track speed and veteran eyes. He widens the front with credibility, not promise. Defenses know it. You can feel the safety's cleat slide when he sees that toss path and the alley forming. That threat alone is worth 2 favorable looks a quarter. Fit in the scheme is clean. Picture the same 12 personnel look you already love. Motion the wing to a crack angle, snap on the move, and now you've frozen the force defender with a simple picture. With Mostert's acceleration, the difference between a 2-yard push and a 17-yard crease is a single wrong step from a linebacker. And if the defense overplays, you keep the shell honest with boot, glance, and a tight end over that hits behind sucked-up eyes. It's football built on speed, timing, and simple answers. Protection and third downs? Underrated part of this conversation. Mostert's seen every mug, every sugar front, every delayed nickel. He can ID it, he can sort it, and he can be the outlet on the check release that turns a panic throw into 2nd and 3. That's mentorship for a young QB you cannot buy on a whiteboard. It happens in live fire, then echoes in the film room on Wednesday. Durability is a fair question, so build the answer into the plan. You don't ask him to be a calendar. You ask him to be a compass. Script touches by quarter. Manage spike games with early subs. Lean into the weeks where teams climb into the box and dare you to race them outside. Load management isn't a buzzword. It's how you keep December legs under January pressure. You pair him with the room you already trust, and you define roles like a playoff team. Special teams is the hidden gift. Field position compounds offensive rhythm. A veteran with return and coverage IQ gives your coordinator one more chess piece. Short fields are the best OC in the league. Give your kid QB2 per game and watch his confidence stack. Mostert doesn't just run. He tilts the board. Opponents feel it quickly. Division defenses that love to spill outside zones suddenly have to set harder edges, which softens the B gap for duo later. Fronts that trigger downhill at the first sign of tight splits hesitate. And that hesitation is where Chicago lives. Slants that catch on the move. Crossers that don't get dented. Shots that aren't thrown into rotating safeties. You don't reinvent your playbook. You make your good calls unfair. Let's get practical about usage. Openers. 2 perimeter runs in your first 10 plays to test force and alley. Mid-game. Screen off simulated pressure. Make the DC pay for getting cute. 4-minute mode. Don't get stubborn run the pin pull if the end is soft. Take the bounce only if the corner is boxing. Red zone. Widen the front with orbit motion. Run the crack toss once, and, if they overcorrect, hit the tight end on a sift leak. That's how you stack efficiency, not just hope. Locker room temperature matters in Chicago. Veterans respect the pro who knows the clock, knows the moment, and doesn't chase stats. Mostert's reputation around the league is simple. He works, he runs, he doesn't talk himself out of the plan. Put that in a room that already decided to grow up, and you get alignment. Alignment turns nice idea into Sunday habit. Now, clarity for everyone, because we do straight talk here. Is this done? No. This is a live possibility, a scenario actively discussed because the tape fit and the cap logic line up. There's no parade, no pen to paper, no official stamp as we speak. What hey? In football terms, smoke follows good tape. And the tape says a Mostert-type profile is exactly what this offense can weaponize without breaking its build. Bears fans, do you sign the veteran burner and script him for 12 to 15 touches? Do you save that bullet for later and ride with the youth movement? Do you prioritize edge speed or another trench piece first? Drop your plan below roll, touch count, red zone menu, and which games you'd circle for a debut. Make it concrete. This channel reads the game like Chicago reads the weather. Honestly, my personal opinion, I'd pull the trigger on a veteran-friendly, incentive-heavy deal and build a role that maximizes edge speed without chasing volume. The fit is clean, the risk is controlled, and the upside is real for a young quarterback learning how easy answers look in the NFL. And yes, this is speculation serious, reasoned, football-driven speculation, but speculation Alfin.